Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ashes to Empires. You got Adam with you. I have a popular topic today I want to discuss, but I want to discuss it from a particular vantage point. Love is a mindset. I feel like today's generation doesn't really have a fair opportunity to experience love or even connection, or experience it from the beauty that it actually is, because there are so many blocks that are put in place and so many mindsets that are accepted today that puts you in total opposition to experiencing love for what it really is. The first of those blocks is the idea of being thirsty. This to me is a fairly new concept. It wasn't really something that was talked about or really explored in my generation, but in this generation it's a huge deal. The image surrounding being thirsty is that you're desperate, or you're hungry, or you're overly eager for something, to the point where it's a negative thing. It's like desperation. It's like you're going too hard, or you're going too far, or you're putting yourself out there too much. And the problem with the idea of being thirsty as it relates to like love and connection is that it's a block for effort. Love needs effort. Like, effort is the fuel that pushes connection and continues connection, so it even has an opportunity to reach a level of love. Anyone who has ever experienced love or young love or whatever will tell you that in the beginning, effort is everything. That effort is what lets somebody know that you're actually interested in them. I remember stories of falling asleep on a phone, or writing love poems or poetry, or going out of your way to do little sweet things for people. And in my day, we used to do something that was like, we would make a mixtape for you from songs from the radio that we record from the radio, songs that made us think of you and things like that. Today, that would be totally thirsty and it would be unacceptable, and I don't even know what you would be called. But the idea of being thirsty is it's a direct block to effort, and effort is mandatory. In the beginning of relationships, it's the effort and interest that is the catalyst that gets the relationship off of the ground. So let me give you an example. You meet someone new, you're interested in them, they're on your mind all day, and you're in a chokehold, you can't shake thoughts of them or feelings about them. And when you talk to them, you decide, no, I can't be honest about that, because if I do, they're going to think I'm thirsty, or it's going to scare them off, or it's going to make me look desperate. So you lie. Maybe, oh, well, I was busy today, I didn't get an opportunity to text you because I had so much going on, but what's up? How are you? Right there, you destroyed the possibility of that connection, because if you were honest and you told them, you were on my mind all day, I'm so interested, I can't get you off my mind, I'm thinking about you, the way I feel. If you shared any of those honest thoughts, what that does is that liberates them to be honest about how they feel. Because chances are, if it's actually a connection, they were feeling some of the same ways. You were on their mind all day, and they had some of the same feelings toward you. So by you lying, now you just basically sent this person a message. And that message is, this isn't a connection, because they were busy and they didn't get a chance to reach out to me today, but they were on my mind all day today. So it's leading this person to believe there's a mismatch in the connection. So they lie too, and they don't share how much you really mean to them, or how special, your connection was at this early stage. And you're now playing like a game of cat and mouse, and the connection really never really truly has the ability to be what it can be. Now, on one level, that's sad, because connections don't come every day. It's rare that you meet someone that makes you feel special. It's rare that you meet someone that is on your mind all day long and things like that, or even that's special to you. So you're cheating yourself because that doesn't come along every day. So now when it has come, you haven't nurtured it and you haven't given it the ability to be what it could be. You've watered it down, and you're cheating love, because love is few and far in between. It's not supposed to be something that you run into every day. It's supposed to be something that's rare and special. So when it does come along, we owe it to love, and we owe it to connection, to be honest and let it be what it can be, and nurture it and take care of it so that it has the ability to grow and progress and maybe be love. So, it's like you're cheating yourself, but then you're cheating love too, because love doesn't come often. And when it does come, it deserves the stage, the natural stage between you and that person, to show how special it is and how amazing, and have like a strong impact on your life. Like, the idea of being thirsty is a direct block, because it cuts down the effort. It puts you in a situation where you're not willing to be honest. And it makes it far more difficult, and in some cases love doesn't rebound from that, because you haven't done your part. You haven't given it what it needed to grow to be what it can be. The next block I want to talk about, I blame this on Jay-Z. Now, I know you're probably wondering, what did Jay-Z got to do with love as a mindset? But Jay-Z coined the phrase "in your feelings." And the idea of being in your feelings is like being emotional, or being guided by your emotions, or being overly sensitive, or whatever the case may be. And feelings are the indicators for connections and something special. Feelings in no way, shape, or form are a bad thing. So the way you feel gives you an idea of things that are happening inside you emotionally. And it gives you insight into the fact that this could be a real connection. You spend time with this person, and now you have all of these strong feelings. You have these emotions and things that are kind of running wild. That's a good thing. That's like your spidey senses letting you know that this is something special. This is not normal. This is something that's worth effort and worth your time and attention to explore it and see what it really is. To demonize or put this negative stigma on feelings, oh my God, it's like you are assuring that you're not going to be in tuned enough to explore or allow a connection to be what it could be. And when you get to the point where you're repressing, or you're pushing down, and you're hiding from natural things, then you are working directly against love and connection. You're making something that's so rare and beautiful more difficult, because you're so afraid to be honest about how you feel and what a person makes you want to do. The fact that you're willing to go out of your way for someone in a world where people aren't really willing to go out of their way for anyone is a special thing. And you shouldn't have to lie about that. You should feel confident enough to be able to explore that change, that connection. I feel like image is far too important. And I don't want to blame everything on social media, even though that is at the core of a lot of the things that are happening today, in my opinion, that need to be adjusted. Image is so important. We're more concerned about how we appear to other people. And I want to maintain an image. At what cost, though? At the cost of authenticity? So if I go through, my relationships, and I'm maintaining my image, and I'm not assuring that I'm not thirsty, and I'm making sure to never be in my feelings, and all of these other things, am I really truly experiencing how beautiful it is when I have a real attraction and connection with someone? Am I really just enjoying how special that is? It's so special. It doesn't come often. I'm telling you, some people, they accidentally experience it the right way, and then they spend the rest of their lives looking for it. So it's not a situation where you want to try to pretend or hide or whatever. Like, you have to show up authentic. If you're not being authentic and you're not being honest about how you feel, I mean, I don't want to sound harsh, but do you even deserve love? That's the price you pay. And if you're not willing to pay the price because you're so concerned about image, I don't know that you really deserve it. The next block is cutting people off. And I hear some of the most colorful things about cutting people off. I'm like a samurai. My sword is sharp. I don't go for none of that. You know, I'll love you today and act like I don't know you tomorrow. And people literally brag about cutting people off. Do you know what's actually happening when you cut somebody off? So let me paint the picture for you. Life is relationships, whether you realize it or not. A relationship with your spouse, a relationship with your kids, a relationship with your friends, relationship with your job, relationship with your friends. I mean, like a relationship, life is just full of relationship with your pets. Life is full of relationships. When you cut somebody off because there was a difficult point in your relationship, you're cheating yourself the chance to learn how to process through things. All relationships aren't going to always be positive and everything isn't going to always be wonderful. Sometimes in relationships, things are going to happen that are difficult, that are challenging, that are disappointing, and you have to learn how to talk and process through to determine if it's worth going further. Your most beautiful relationships, the most amazing relationships are going to have rough spots. And it's learning how to talk to people and be honest about what's going on and honest about your feelings and showing up authentically as who you are that gives the other person the ability to do the same, or it frees them to do the same thing. And now you can have a real honest conversation about what's going on and work through it and process through it. That's natural. So when you start, the more you do that, the better you get at relationships. And if life is relationships, and you grow and you get better at relationships, you get better at life. It's growth. As time goes on, you become more mature. You become more seasoned. You know, you get more experience dealing with relationships. Cutting somebody off is stunning your growth. It's like sitting in a math class and you don't understand the problem, so you just get up and leave. It doesn't make you better to cut somebody off. It actually teaches you that relationships are only good when they're good. And that's not true. And it teaches you the experience of learning how to show up authentically as yourself and talk to somebody and work through the relationship and get better at relationships. So in a world or in a life that is all about relationships, you're cheating yourself the opportunity to become good at relationships. You're stunning your growth. You're assuring, and actually what you're really doing is you're teaching yourself that when things get rough, I'm just gonna cut it off. Well, I mean, maybe that seems tough to some people, or maybe you like the image associated with that. But what's really happening is you are making sure that you never have anything special, because I promise you, anything special comes with work. Anything special isn't going to be good every day. You're going to have to learn how to work through it. And you're not learning how to accept people for who they are, accept that they're imperfect. And by accepting other people's imperfection, it gives you the ability to accept, I'm imperfect too, and I'm going to make mistakes. Cutting people off just cuts that whole process off. And it makes you emotionally dumb. Forgive that term, and I know that sounds a little harsh, but I only used it because the answer to good relationships and connections and nurturing connections and love is emotional intelligence. You're not giving yourself a chance to learn enough to be emotionally intelligent. So reluctantly, you're leaving yourself emotionally dumb. Another block to love, is ghosting. And this is totally new. Even this term to me, this just came out yesterday as far as I'm concerned. Like when I was young, I didn't even know the idea of ghosting somebody or anything like that. But if you ghost somebody, that is the laziest, most disrespectful, most ridiculous thing I've heard of. A relationship that has, for whatever reason, maybe you hit a bump, or you saw something you didn't like, or the person disappointed you. Only God knows what happened. But your answer to that is just to walk away without any explanation, no conversation, no process at all. It's like, that to me is the laziest, and that says more about you than anybody else. If you ghost somebody, that says far more about you than it does anybody else. You're not even giving yourself, you know what? You have a low self-esteem if you ghost people. Because you're not even giving yourself the closure of processing through that situation to find out what's happening or what's going on. It's more like, I'm just afraid of this being painful, or I'm afraid of hearing or seeing something I don't like, or I'm no longer interested in this person, and I don't have the integrity to tell them that, or talk about it, or figure out what's underneath, so I'm just going to leave. Yeah, you're cheating them, but you're cheating yourself too. You don't care enough about yourself to read this through to the end. So you're reading a book and you get in the middle and something happens you don't like, so you just close it and you don't read the book through to the end. And there's no way you can have love if you're not willing to invest. It's not realistic to believe that you can have an amazing connection if you're not willing to go through the process. It's not reasonable to believe that you deserve to have someone be patient enough to process through and love you through your difficult things if you're not willing to have that same level of investment. I mean, it's totally not even realistic. So, to me, this is a generation of confusion with love, and then it really I don't want to say amazes me. It disappoints me when I hear people talk so derogatory about love. Love is for suckers, or love doesn't exist, and nobody's loving nowadays, and just all of these negative things. No, love is special. Love is at the center of all things. Love is the reason that everybody gets up in the morning, whether you want to realize it or not. Everything can be traced back to love. I won't go into detail about that on this video because it'll take too long, but I'm absolutely going to make that video. So what you're talking about is the inconsistency surrounding love that you don't like, or the fact that you've bought into image so much that you've never even given yourself a chance to get close enough to love, to smell it, enjoy it, experience it. And because some people talk so beautifully about it, and you've never even had a chance to rub elbows with it, now you speak negatively about it. Well, no, you're not investing enough in connections and relationships and people to even have a chance of getting close to love. So, I'm gonna make a statement, and I know this is gonna be like something a lot of people are gonna agree with, and I encourage you to, down in the comments, definitely let me know how you feel. Connection is more important than physical attraction. I'll say it again. Real connection is far, and I'm talking about far, more important than physical attraction. It is important that you find somebody attractive. That's not even up for debate, But the truth of the matter is, there are people who are not attracted to some people initially until they spend time around them and they get to know them and they get to experience them, and connection starts to build. You start to realize this person is kind, this person is patient. I feel good when I'm around this person. I look forward to seeing this person. Absolutely, physical attraction can grow. Emotional, just attraction in general, can grow. Physical attraction, while important, is like one of the ingredients to connection. Where, to me, like, connection is the whole soup. connection is so important that if you really truly understood how important connection is in relation to love and relationships and happiness, that would be on the top of your list. It would be hard for you to be attracted to somebody until you felt some inkling of a connection. All right, so I think I'm going to wrap it up with nicknames. I have a problem with nicknames. No, that's not true. I have a problem with nicknames on the front end of a relationship. You meet somebody, they're cute, you like them, you spend time with them. Oh, that's my boo, that's my bae, you know, that's my snack, that's my zaddy, that's my whatever the terms we use. And we're not even creative with the terms. You give this person that you think is special a nickname that everybody else is using. There's something special in a name. It's something special about getting to know somebody's name. And maybe even finding out what was the concept behind them being named, what they are named. You can walk down the street, boo, bae, all of that. Call somebody's name, they turn around, they're looking, who's calling me? The name is a connection to who you are as a person. And let me promise you, it is nothing more special, more sexy, more attractive than having the person that you want and you desire say your name. Nothing more attractive than that. There's nothing more sexy than to have your name said at the right times. I'll leave it there. Names are important. Now, don't get me wrong. If as time goes on and you in your relationship and your connection, there's a special nickname that comes out of something that you two share, that you two love, and out of that they get a nickname, that's a totally different thing. But there's something very, very special about using somebody's name, whispering somebody's name in their darkest times, saying their name, being close. Adam, I got you. Not boo or babe or Adam, I'm here for you. So it could be no mistake about who you're talking to. You're talking to me. And not only do I hear your name in my ear canals, I hear it on my heartstrings. Names are important. So I'm going to wrap it with that. I wanted to point out some of the barriers to love. I encourage you guys to give me your thoughts and share your opinions on how you feel about this. It's definitely something we can explore more. There's definitely so many subsets to this conversation. But I just want to bring some awareness to not only how beautiful and amazing love is, but I want to make you aware that if you have a really negative opinion about love, excuse me, that's my car just yelling at me. If you have a negative opinion about love, I gotta be honest with you. I'm wondering if you even got close. Till next time, like and subscribe, please. I'll talk to you guys soon.